I want you to hear this with a settled heart and a quiet mind. You do not need to rush. You do not need to be afraid. What I'm about to remind you of has already been established. What I have spoken over your life is not fragile. It does not depend on perfect conditions. It does not depend on people agreeing with you. It does not depend on circumstances lining up in your favor. It stands because I have declared it. This blessing cannot be stopped by any force. You have questioned whether resistance meant rejection. You have wondered if the delays were signs that you misunderstood me. You have looked at the obstacles and assumed they were proof that nothing was moving. But listen carefully. Resistance does not cancel a blessing. Delay does not destroy a promise. Pressure does not undo what I have spoken. I have not changed my mind about you. What you're walking through right now is not a sign that I have stepped away. It is evidence that something meaningful is unfolding. There are moments in life when the ground feels unstable, when familiar support disappears, when certainty fades and only questions remain. But instability in your surroundings does not mean instability in my plan. My plan for you is steady. I know you have felt tired. I know you have carried expectations that did not materialize when you thought they would. I know you have replayed conversations, decisions, and moments in your mind, wondering if one wrong step altered everything. But nothing has slipped out of my control. Nothing you did surprised me. Nothing you feared has rewritten what I ordained. I am not reacting to your life. I am directing it. There are doors that closed without explanation, opportunities that ended abruptly, relationships that shifted unexpectedly, and you wondered if those losses were permanent. But I tell you now, what I removed was not meant to go with you. What I allowed to fall away was creating space for what must arrive. Some blessings require room. If everything had stayed the same, you would not have been able to carry what is coming. So I adjusted the environment. I rearranged the structure. I reduced what distracted you. Not because you were wrong, but because you are growing. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like strength. Do not let your emotions convince you that you are failing. You are not failing. You are transitioning. There's a difference. Failure drains you without purpose. Transition stretches you with intention. And intention always leads somewhere meaningful. You are being led, even when the path feels unfamiliar. There were moments when you prayed and felt no immediate response. Moments when silence felt louder than answers. Moments when you wondered if your words reached anywhere at all. But silence is not absence. Silence is often preparation. I speak in many ways, and not all of them are loud. Sometimes I strengthen you without announcing it. Sometimes I protect you without explaining it. Sometimes I delay you without discouraging you. You have asked why it feels harder for you than for others, why your journey seems slower, why progress feels uneven. But your path is not designed for comparison. What I am forming in you requires depth, and depth cannot be rushed. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you are meant to be. I know you have felt pressure to prove yourself, pressure to show results, pressure to justify your faith, your patience, your persistence. But you do not need to defend what I have approved. You do not need to explain what I have already validated. When I bless completely. No voice can cancel what I have spoken. No opinion can reverse what I have decided. No circumstance can overpower what I have ordained. You are not carrying this blessing by your strength alone. If you were, it would already have collapsed. The reason it remains intact is because I am sustaining it. Even when you feel weak, the blessing remains strong. Even when your confidence wavers, the blessing stands firm. Your blessing is not fragile. You have been tempted to give up more times than you admit. There were days when continuing felt pointless, when hope felt distant, when stopping seemed easier than believing again. But each time you continued, something inside you grew stronger. Something invisible but essential took root. Endurance is being built in you. There is a reason you did not quit. There's a reason you are still here. It is not coincidence. It is not luck. It is alignment. You are aligned with what I have prepared. Do not misunderstand the struggle. The struggle is not there to defeat you. It is there to reveal what is already inside you. Pressure exposes capacity. Resistance reveals strength. And waiting teaches trust. You are learning to trust beyond comfort. You are learning to stand without constant reassurance. You're learning to walk without seeing every step in advance. This is not weakness. This is maturity. I know you felt misunderstood. I know some people questioned your decisions, your pace, your silence. I know you were judged for not moving when others expected you to, and judged again for moving when others stayed still. But human understanding is limited. My understanding is complete. I see the whole picture. You only see the present moment. Do not let incomplete information lead you to complete despair. What you do not see yet matters just as much as what you do. And what you do not understand now will make sense later. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is wasted. Your blessing has not been delayed by people. It has not been blocked by circumstances. It has not been weakened by time. It has been protected by purpose. Some things must arrive at the right moment, not just the right place. If it had come earlier, it would have overwhelmed you. If it had come later, it would have discouraged you. So I have kept it secure, waiting for alignment between your readiness and my timing. You are closer than you think. I know you are tired of waiting. I know patience has felt like a burden instead of virtue. I know you wondered how much longer you could hold on. But patience is not passive. It is active trust, and trust is never wasted. You're learning to rely on me, not just on outcomes. You're learning to value peace, not just progress. You're learning to listen inwardly, not just react outwardly. These lessons will sustain you long after the blessing arrives. Do not rush this season. Do not resent it. Do not try to escape it. What you are becoming matters more than what you are receiving. Because if you receive without becoming, you will struggle to keep what was given. I am preparing you to steward what is coming. There will be people who doubt you. There will be voices that question your faith. There will be moments when even you question yourself. But remember this, doubt does not disqualify you. Fear does not cancel my will. Weak moments do not erase strong foundations. I am not looking for perfection. I'm looking for faithfulness. You may not realize it yet, but the pressure you feel is not coming to crush you. It is coming to clarify you. It is separating what is essential from what is unnecessary. It is teaching you what truly matters and what no longer deserves your energy. Every time you felt stretched, you are learning how to stand with less support and more trust. I have been strengthening your inner foundation. There are seasons when I remove the noise so you can hear me more clearly. There are seasons when I reduce your options so you can recognize direction. There are seasons when I slow your progress so you can deepen your understanding. This is one of those seasons. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. Stillness is often where strength is formed. It is where clarity settles. It is where alignment takes place. While you feel like you are waiting, I am adjusting what needs to be adjusted so that when you move forward, you do so with confidence and peace. You have grown in ways that cannot be measured yet. You have learned discernment through disappointment. You have learned patience through uncertainty. You have learned resilience through endurance. These are not small lessons. These are the qualities that allow you to carry a lasting blessing instead of a temporary one. Many people want the reward without the refinement, but refinement is what keeps the reward from becoming a burden. What I give you must fit who you are becoming, not who you were. That is why timing matters. That is why preparation matters. You're not being overlooked. You are being prepared. I know you have wondered if you were forgotten because things did not move when you expected them to. But I have not forgotten you for even a moment. I know the exact moment when your blessing must be released. I know when you will be ready to receive it without fear, without pride, and without confusion. Until then, I am steadying you. There are moments when you felt exposed, when security felt fragile, when familiar patterns disappeared. But exposure is not destruction. Exposure is illumination. It reveals what is real. It removes what is false. It forces honesty. And honesty is necessary for growth. You are learning to trust me without guarantees. You are learning to walk without constant affirmation. You are learning to rely on what I have spoken rather than what you feel. Faith grows strongest when feelings are unreliable. I know you have felt misunderstood. There were times when your silence was misinterpreted, when your patience was judged as weakness, when your restraint was seen as hesitation. But I know your heart, I know your intentions, and I know your courage. Not every battle requires confrontation. Some require composure. Some require waiting. Some require letting others reveal themselves while you remain grounded. You are learning restraint, and restraint is strength. There are blessings that respond to effort, and there are blessings that respond to surrender. This one responds to surrender. The more you try to control it, the heavier it feels. The more you trust me with it, the lighter your spirit becomes. Release what you cannot manage. I'm asking you to loosen your grip, not because I want less for you, but because I want more than you can imagine. What you are holding on to may be good, but what I am preparing is greater. Trusting me sometimes means letting go of what feels safe so you can receive what is secure. Security comes from me, not from circumstances. You have worried about outcomes. You have replayed future scenarios in your mind. You have tried to prepare for every possible result. But preparation rooted in fear only creates exhaustion. Preparation rooted in faith creates peace. Choose peace. Peace does not mean everything is resolved. It means your heart is steady while things are still unfolding. It means you trust that I am in control even when details remain unclear. You do not need to anticipate every challenge. You do not need to solve tomorrow today. You only need to remain faithful in this moment. This moment matters. How you wait matters. How you speak to yourself matters. How you treat others while you wait matters. The blessing is not only in the arrival, it is also in the becoming. You have been learning humility, not humiliation. Humility keeps your heart open. It keeps you teachable. It keeps you aligned. Pride would have closed you off. Fear would have frozen you. But humility keeps you moving forward without force. You're growing quietly, but powerfully. There are things I have not yet revealed to you because they would overwhelm you if you knew them too soon. Some truths are best understood after experience, not before. Some answers only make sense once you have walked through the process. Trust the process. I know you want clarity. I know you want confirmation. I know you want assurance that everything will work out. But assurance does not always come as information. Sometimes it comes as peace that does not depend on explanation. Let peace be your guide. If something disturbs your peace deeply, pay attention. If something aligns with peace quietly, trust it. I often speak through calm conviction rather than loud urgency. Urgency pressures. Peace guides. You have been pressured enough. It is time to be guided. This blessing is not rushed because it is not fragile. Fragile things require haste. Secure things arrive at the right time and remain. What I'm bringing into your life is not temporary excitement. It is lasting stability. Stability requires readiness. You have learned to stand without applause. You have learned to keep going without recognition. You have learned to trust me when outcomes were uncertain. These lessons are forming a strength that will outlast external validation. When a blessing arrives, it will not define you. You will define how it is carried. You will not be overwhelmed by it. You will not be controlled by it. You will not lose yourself in it because you will be grounded. There were moments when you felt tempted to compare your journey to others, to question why their progress seemed faster, to wonder if you missed something. But comparison distorts perspective. It makes you measure your life by standards that were never meant for you. Your path is designed specifically for you. What worked for someone else may not sustain you. What appears successful for another may not align with your purpose. Trust your path. Trust my guidance. Trust that what is meant for you will arrive in a way that fits you. I have not called you to rush. I have called you to remain faithful. Faithfulness is not dramatic. It is consistent. It shows up quietly. It chooses integrity when no one is watching. It chooses trust when answers are delayed. It chooses obedience even when the outcome is uncertain. Faithfulness keeps the door open. There are doors you do not need to knock on. There are paths you do not need to force. There are connections you do not need to chase. What is meant for you will recognize you. Let what belongs to you come naturally. Do not exhaust yourself trying to convince others of your value. Do not spend energy defending what I have already confirmed. Stand confidently, not loudly. Walk steadily, not hurriedly. Confidence rooted in me does not need validation. You are being positioned, not pushed. Positioning often feels subtle. It feels quiet. It feels slow. But when the moment arrives, everything aligns quickly. Preparation takes time. Alignment happens suddenly. You will recognize the moment. Until then, remain patient. Remain open. Remain grounded. I know you have felt uncertainty about whether you heard me correctly, but your persistence is evidence that you did. Doubt does not erase truth. It only challenges it, and truth remains even when questioned. You would not still be here if this was not real. You would not still be holding on if this was not meaningful. You would not still be growing if this was not purposeful. This blessing is moving toward you, not away from you. Every step you take in faith draws it closer. Every choice you make to trust strengthens your readiness. Every moment you choose peace over panic aligns you further with what is coming. Do not let fear rush you into decisions that peace has not confirmed. Do not let impatience make you settle for less than what I promised. Wait with wisdom. Wait with trust. Waiting is not weakness. Waiting is obedience. You're being taught to listen more deeply, to respond more thoughtfully, to act more intentionally. These qualities will protect you once the blessing arrives. Protection is part of my promise. I do not just give blessings. I sustain them. I guard them. I surround them with wisdom and discernment so they do not become a source of harm. You are being shaped for longevity, not momentary success. Longevity requires discipline. Longevity requires clarity. Longevity requires trust. And trust grows in the waiting. Do not rush the harvest before the roots are strong. A blessing without roots cannot last. What lasts is what is built patiently. Your roots are growing. Your foundation is deepening. Your strength is increasing. And this blessing remains secure. No force can stop it. Confidence rooted in me does not need validation. You are being positioned, not pushed. Positioning often feels subtle. It feels quiet. It feels slow. But when the moment arrives, everything aligns quickly. Preparation takes time. Alignment happens suddenly. You will recognize the moment. Until then, remain patient. Remain open. Remain grounded. I know you have felt uncertainty about whether you heard me correctly, but your persistence is evidence that you did. Doubt does not erase truth. It only challenges it, and truth remains even when questioned. You would not still be here if this was not real. You would not still be holding on if this was not meaningful. You would not still be growing if this was not purposeful. This blessing is moving toward you, not away from you. Every step you take in faith draws it closer. Every choice you make to trust strengthens your readiness. Every moment you choose peace over panic aligns you further with what is coming. Do not let fear rush you into decisions that peace has not confirmed. Do not let impatience make you settle for less than what I promised. Wait with wisdom. Wait with trust. Waiting is not weakness.